joining us now for his reaction to the FBI's new symbol guide and the fact that they've named his wife Ashli as a martyr to extremists. I want to welcome Ashli Babbitt back to the program. And Aaron, thank you so much for coming in studio, brother. I know this can't be easy. Talk about it, relive it, think about that image. That's why I didn't play the video of what happened out of respect since you're in studio today. But when you heard this, because I know when my producer reached out, you immediately said, yes, of course. You knew right away. I'm sure somebody told you. When this leaked, what was your just first gut reaction?
I just know it's a further, character assassination against Ashli. They've been doing it from the get-go. The mere fact that they just concluded this investigation so quickly. I mean, they had their mind made up before they had even mopped Ashli's blood up off that ground. But there has been, call it a movement, if you will, just support outside of all the hate that we get, which is abundant. They're just trying to put this stigma on people. Apparently I'm a terrorist because I walk around with my wife's name on my wrist. They just want to squash that. I don't even want to call it a movement. Just the support. They want to squash it as much as they can. So they think we're going to shut up or we're going to go away, and it's not happening.
Yeah. Aaron, nobody knows you but you and what's inside your head and your heart. Do you consider yourself a right-wing extremist?
No.
Even before any of this happened. I'm sure that since this has happened to your wife and now your family and you watched the country explode over the events of January 6th, it may have pushed you a little one way more than the other because you see which side is attacking you for just being a patriot.
Yeah.
But let's go before January 6th. Where were you and Ashli politically, and what would you have considered yourselves?
Ashli was active politically on social media networks. Me, it drove me crazy. I was so annoyed by it.
You didn't pay attention.
I can't stand the constant back and forth, and everybody thinks that one side's for them and one side's for the other. And American people know at the end of the day when they're acting like they're fighting on TV, they go into their back rooms of the Capitol and drink cognac and smoke cigars together and laugh at us. And that's
you got it.
Honest truth.
They do. We know this. That's exactly it. That's why you hear me on this program a lot, Aaron, and I know you watch, that I rip Republicans as much as Democrats. Yep. Because, and again, I'm not saying they deserve it as much as Democrats today especially, but when it comes to the two-party system and what's happening in that swamp, that's exactly right. They don't have our best interest. No. And now we know the agencies don't either. And I would hope, if we went back 20, 30, 40 years, maybe some of those agencies, yes, there's always been corruption, but not as bad as it is today, where we can't even look at the FBI and go, I remember being a kid, I don't know about you, but I thought it'd be cool to be a G-man and wear the suit around and like, law and order, right? I'm an FBI agent. Do kids think that today? Looking at what?
No, I can remember actually during a career day back in early, junior high school, just like you're talking, we had an FBI agent in there and everybody's just, jaws open. Yeah. Oh my God, we have an actual FBI agent here. But then you got the head of the FBI, Director Ray's up there today with that in front of him saying, I can't speak on a document I don't have any knowledge of. Who's running your show there?
I know. All lies. Wouldn't confirm that the Russia hoax was a hoax against President Trump. Wouldn't confirm they have a laptop from Hunter Biden that proves the big guy daddy is corrupt as hell. Yeah. How can we have any faith in our institutions anymore? Especially for somebody like you to see what happened to Ashli and then how they are trashing her legacy and name. It's so despicable. I don't know how you deal with it, brother.
It is. But then when you look at that document, there's clear things missing that, the everyday American looks at this and says, where's Antifa on there?
Thank you.
Where's Black Lives Matter on there?
Right.
No, they're left off. And
right.
They create more hell and havoc in this country than any other deemed domestic terrorism, domestic terrorist group, militia, violent extremists, whatever you want to call them.
It's insane. The last time I saw a stat from the FBI, again, it's the FBI, so I don't know if we trust it, right, Aaron? But when it came to right-wing extremists, KKK type members, whatever, the last time I saw a study a couple years ago, it said there was like 7,000 or 8,000 known members in a nation of 330 million. I guarantee you there's more 6,000 or 7,000 wacko crazy leftists that belong to Antifa and BLM that committed acts of violence during the summer of love. Yeah. But like you said, they're not on the list.
They're not on the list. And they're not going to be on the list because they are the lapdog of the left. Yeah. They want them to go out and create havoc. They want them to go out and cause chaos. And so one of these days it's all going to come out that they were heavily, heavily involved in what happened at the Capitol that day.
Well,
it led to my wife's murder, inevitably.
Yeah, we know they were instigators. Period. I've said it since day one. I don't care what people call me. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. We've had the video. We've shown people changing clothes under the tree from black stuff to red to look like MAGA folks. Those were Antifa or whatever. We've seen John Sullivan, the black camera guy who said he was a journalist, take his hat off and change out and then brag with his girlfriend. We made it in. We got him inside. They were pushed. They were instigated. And there were FBI informants in that mix.
Oh, yeah.
I firmly agree with you. What do you want people to know about Ashli?
I could talk about Ashli for days on end. You know, it would never end. From my personal standpoint, you know, everybody goes through their early life looking for that, what they think is that one perfect person. Nobody's perfect, but somebody's perfect for you. And I found her later in life. She just, every block I could check off with her, and we spent every waking, you know, we worked together, lived together. We were together all the time. So once January 7th rolled around, I put my feet down on the ground for the first day without her. Like, it's an undescribable feeling, you know. We fast forward to now. I mean, it was me and Ashli and 3 very large dogs. I'm in that house by myself now. I've lost all my dogs. I lost her, and the silence is deafening. But I have my purpose in life now, and that purpose is to fight for my wife, and I will never, ever, ever stop.
God bless you, brother.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.
Keep it up.